Meeting of the committee will come to order. We meet today for the purpose of marking up legislation H.R. 3200, America's Affordable Health Care Choices. But before we begin opening statement, Mr. Barton had some questions that he and I would talk about related to schedule and other procedural matters. Mr. Barton?
First of all, Mr. Chairman, I wish to thank you and your staff for the cordiality that you have exhibited in this particular issue. I'm not real happy with the process, obviously, but I can say on the record that our discussions, both personally and through the staff, have been courteous and friendly, and for that I want to say publicly thank you. I'm not going to say nice things too many times, so is all right. Is it on now?
Yeah, repeat those earlier statements.
Well, I won't go through all the flowery language, but I do want to say, Mr. Chairman, that you and your staff have been friendly and cordial as we've gone through the process on this particular issue, and I want to say publicly thank you for that. I don't agree with the process, but I can say honestly that it's been friendly and an honest, cordial relationship. I do have some questions. My understanding today is that we will just do opening statements. Is that correct?
Yes, today we will do opening statements. Tomorrow we will begin at 10 a.m. to consider amendments to Division C with an expectation of finishing sometime around 3 p.m., which is, I understand it, the request of the Republican side. Then on Monday, we won't start, well, that's our plan for these 2 days.
Correct. And on Monday, my understanding is at minority's request that we have delayed the start of the markup until 4 p.m. so that members from the Midwest and the West Coast have a chance to, if not get to the markup immediately on time, reasonably close. I think some of our Californians and Oregonians plane gets in at 4:30. So my understanding is that Monday we'll start at 4 p.m. Is that correct?
Well, that's my understanding as well. But I would ask you if we could start the debate on the amendments earlier and allow the votes to be rolled, if any, are to be taken, so members can be here for the votes. Would you have a
well, we can. I mean, I will not support rolling votes in committee. That's problematic, and I don't want to start that once we start it, we can't stop it. But I have it, you know, if we'll start at 4, our first amendment probably won't be ready to be voted on until 4:30 or 4:45. So I think we'll have the same effect.
Well, let me talk to you further about Monday.
Okay.
Monday's schedule.
Okay. Let's see. My understanding is that we should be prepared to work late in the evening each day that we are having markup next week. Is that also correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And it's my understanding that you intend to follow the tradition of this committee and the House in alternating recognition between majority and minority members who have witnesses, who have amendments at the desk. Is that correct?
I do, but I do want to mention that since we are having a requirement of 2 hours in advance for amendments to be available, if on one side or the other amendments are not available, we will go to whichever member has an amendment, even if it's somebody from the same side of the aisle.
Well, we will make sure, Mr. Chairman, that there is always a sufficient number of minority amendments at the desk. I don't think we will lack for amendments. So. Well,
if I decided to take 2 Republican members in sequence, would you object?
I would not object to that.
Okay, thank you.
Especially if one of them happened to be mine. But on the amendment process, we're going to begin the actual formal part of the markup tomorrow at 10 a.m., and you have this 2-hour requirement, but you also have the requirement of you're only going to take amendments between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., so if we have a member of either side that wishes to offer an amendment tomorrow at 10, unless they turn it in tonight, they won't be able to have within the 2-hour window. For tomorrow, can we have a little bit of discretion?
Let's agree to this. The amendments can be presented this evening and certainly meet the 2-hour schedule for tomorrow, but we will also have 8 a.m. available, 8 a.m. time frame for amendments to be presented.
Okay, and where would people come at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning? Just here into the committee room? Is that?
But that would be here, right? At the desk, right here, till 10 p.m. tonight, and as early as 8 a.m. tomorrow.
All right, thank you. You're going to consider Division C tomorrow. If members are not, if we don't get through all the Division C amendments tomorrow, would those still be in order on Monday and Tuesday?
Amendments will be in order, even if we've passed by a section. We might ask that it be following the other sections consideration, so we don't go back and forth between different divisions in the bill, but no member will be denied an opportunity to offer an amendment, even if we've gone beyond that division.
And after Division C, you want to go to Division A, and then last but not least, Division B. Is that correct?
Yes, we will do that, and after we're done considering amendments to the current title, we'll consider amendments to this bill in the same manner, just as we did during the energy markup.
And last but not least, is there a provision in your manager's amendment in the nature of substitute that covers the complexity of the amendment process that we just have discussed?
Is there amendment in the bill?
Yeah, that was a weird attempt at a joke.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
It's pretty complicated. Under the rules of the House, Mr. Chairman, a member can just bring an amendment to the desk, and it is in order if it's germane. And that is the approach that I would prefer. But we're going to try to honor your request for the this amendment process.
I appreciate your doing that. I think it provides for a more orderly way for us to consider amendments, and the chair does have discretion in recognizing members, and I'll use that discretion to be sure that amendments are within the subject title that is under consideration, that has been presented at least 2 hours in advance. And if the amendments are ready, we will alternate between the Democrat and Republican.
And I guess the last, I do need to make sure everybody understands this. There is an amendment clerk czar somewhere that has a stamp that is going to stamp these amendments in. Is that not correct? Is that Sharon Davis? Is she the?
I don't know how it's going to be done. Is that a request?
Well, no, we were told that you had somebody. I was
I don't
trying
know.
to get that person on the record.
We do have staff. I don't know that they have a stamp, but they'll mark it down.
Okay. Well, we do need to, if we're going to have the 2-hour rule, there has to be somebody with a time stamp or a stopwatch that is ready to verify that. And I thought that I was told at the staff level you had that.
We'll be able to work that out.
That's not a joke. That's serious.
That's serious, and we'll have it amendments noted that, when they are presented.
Okay. That's all on the colloquy I have, Mr.
Mr. Barton, if I just might ask an additional question of the chairman, is it your intention, Mr. Waxman, to finish probably Wednesday night or roll into Thursday?
Well, I hope we can finish Wednesday night.
Okay, thank you.
We might roll into Thursday early morning, but I would hope we can finish Wednesday at a reasonable hour.